I'm not going to introduce the President and CEO of Signature Healthcare, but rather, I'm going to introduce a compassionate leader, a skilled administrator, a visionary in healthcare, and a man who put more into every day for Signature Healthcare than he ever took out. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the 2021 recipient of the Ring of Champions Award, my friend, Mr. Kim Hollon.
Maybe I get to give this to myself.
Kim, on behalf of Signature Healthcare, thank you for your leadership, for taking Signature to new heights beyond where any of us ever thought. Welcome to the Ring of Champions.
Okay. All right, go sit down. Oh, thank you for the recognition, and I told Jeff I got the last word. And I'm not going to talk for 35 minutes, but I do want to say thank you to a number of people, and I want to turn the end of this back away from me and back where I believe it belongs, and that's to you, to the community, to you, the people that work at Signature, where I think it belongs. First, let me say I'm humbled to join a number of people that have been recognized in prior years. You have inspired me. You're incredible people, most of them except for Kim. My goodness, Kim. Following you is really tough. As I head off to warmer weather, Dave, I did bring a picture to show you that it really does snow. Where's that? Oh, yeah, it really does snow. I remember that. I like to tell people that I think Ellen and I are the only people that I know of in our neighborhood that don't own a snowblower and don't have Netflix either. And I promise I'll fix one of those in retirement. I'll tell you later which one. I do want to thank my family. Thank you for coming up. Jim, thank you for your comments. I've learned so much from my family, as you could tell from their comments. I've learned about what's right and wrong. I've learned about hard work. I've learned about resilience, and I thank you for all the lessons you've taught me over the years. And since you've been warmed up tonight, this should be really easy. And my family has been recognized once, but this is part of it is about me, so I want to recognize them one more time. So what do you say when you're in Boston and you see somebody that has an Auburn hat on or an Auburn shirt? What do you say when you're walking down the street? Somebody has an Auburn hat on. All right, on three, one big war eagle for my family. 1, 2, 3, war eagle. Thank you. I also wanted to thank Ellen, myself, my life coach, my leadership coach. Thank you for being by my side. Thank you for taking, I can't tell how many calls, coming home in the evening and downloading my experience at the hospital. Thank you for being my best cheerleader and my leadership coach. And to the administrative team, and the staff at Signature, thank you for your co-leadership in the organization. I haven't just led the place. The place has been led by me and a whole host of other people. And to Joanne, Linda, and Maureen, thank you for the support in the office. Maureen has dedicated her absolute adult life to this organization. She started when she was 8. She's been here for over 50 years. She does deserve another round of applause, and thank you for all the support, Maureen. And I really can't say thanks enough to the board. You supported this organization during what I consider its dark years. During the 10 years it wasn't making money, during the period of time when others might have said you should merge, you supported the organization, have been a strong community supporter, have been its cheerleader, and allowed me a tremendous amount of freedom. And thanks for all of your time, energy, and effort in, yes, your unpaid part-time job. I also wanted to recognize those of you in the room that are partners of ours. Many of you grew up here. You've remained strong advocates of this area. I appreciate how you come together to care for people less fortunate than you are, how you make a difference collectively. I've witnessed what I think is the true American spirit of working together for a community. If you're a leader in this area, you can't help but be blessed and humbled by the selfless volunteerism and advocacy of dedicated champions. I have a special thanks for Harbor One and for Rockland Trust. You believed in us in our really dark period. 7 or 8 years ago, you worked together to help us refinance our debt. You helped move our system out of what I call at the time the sand pit onto solid rock. You see your roles in our community as more than just a bank, but part of the fabric of the community, and thank you for making this a better community. I also wanted to recognize, as the videos did, my work with the Old Colony Y, the Brockton V&A, the United Way of Greater Plymouth County, the Metro South Chamber of Commerce, the Massachusetts Hospital Association, Beth Israel Leahy, Floating Hospital for Children, Boston Medical Center, our local, state, and federal elected officials, and our government staff. And I list them all, and I know I've not listed everyone we've worked with. But I want to acknowledge that underserved areas have challenges, and communities that survive have a whole host of individuals that work together from different vantage points to support positive change. One of those is Mayor Sullivan. I wanted to call out a special thanks to you, Mayor. Mayor Sullivan has what I would call the energy of Rocky Marciano and the spirit and love of life of Rob Gronkowski. You have done a wonderful job during the pandemic leading this city, and I've enjoyed working with you. My time at Signature has been special for me. I've loved, well, almost every minute of my time here. And those minutes I didn't love just made the rest of the time taste sweeter. I guess that's what my dad meant when he said, you can't let seeds get in the way of enjoying the watermelon. While working and living in this area, I've been privileged to see how a community works to ensure our children have adequate food to grow and thrive, and after-school support to enrich their development. I've seen the elderly, the homeless, those suffering behavioral health issues treated with dignity and respect. I've seen our staff place themselves at personal risk. I've watched them care beyond what anyone could expect. And I've witnessed an extremely intelligent and competent team work together. People near me know I like to use expressions or stories to make a point, like, when we were in a huge hole 10 years ago, you just have to shake it off and step up. And boy, did we. And we knew we had to finish what we started, because when times are tough, you have to put your big girl and your big boy britches on and squat low and push hard. The work here has been hard and rewarding, even when my big boy britches felt like they were full of sand. And the effort has been worth it. As a former boss used to tell me, the pearl indeed was worth the dive. And yes, that success is impressive. We're respected by our peers, recognized nationally, we're recognized regionally. Some just do scratch their head and wonder how we pull this off. And it has been an amazing and joyful ride for me. In addition to my many Southern sayings, I like to make a special point of saying thank you to all of you, or all y'all, through a story tonight. And this area apparently recently was named the best sports city in America. I didn't know if you knew that, but Boston is now recognized as the best sports city. So what better way to tell a story than through a sports analogy? And I initially thought of several appropriate comparisons for Boston. Well, one that's not really from Boston, like the U.S. hockey team defeated Russia. What an incredible kids coming up from behind? Or what about the Red Sox, or the Bruins, or the Patriots? They all have great stories for coming from behind for an amazing win. But I am indeed a huge college football fan. And if you look up the best plays in college sports, you're going to see the story I want to use tonight at the top of the list. It's a game where a team had their back to the wall, 1 second left on the clock for a miracle like Signature a decade ago. Let me set the stage. As a team, Auburn is a long-time underdog to the cross-state rival Alabama. As Signature entered the 2010 suffering from the longest nursing strike in the state, a very long 10-year string of financial losses that resulted in extremely low cash reserves. If 1 second was equal to a month, that's how many days Signature had in cash. But thank goodness the bondholders wanted to be paid, so they held off foreclosure. The other team, Alabama, represents the healthcare system in America. Although sometimes we don't like to admit it, the American health system does not work for underserved communities, and it's very slow to change. Healthcare providers in wealthy communities are well positioned with cash, and they're aggressive competitors, like the big, strong men Alabama has on offense and defense. Now, in this particular game, time had run out, but the Alabama coach argued that there was really 1 second left on the clock, and so the referees added a second back. 12 years ago, Signature was almost broke. Time was running out on Signature, remaining independent. We hired consultants that told us we could not survive as an independent hospital. Many around us thought that we were going to go into defensive mode, and we couldn't pull out of a long downward spiral that we had been caught in. Now, I see myself as the coach. I've never delivered one moment of clinical care. My job was to help put people, my team, in the position where they could use their talent, placing them in the best position to succeed and just get out of their way. Those of you that work at Signature represent the underdog Auburn. Resilient, smart, gutsy, passionate, given a chance, capable of doing something extraordinary. And college football games are special, in the South in particular, because of the fans. Just like this area is special because of those of you who in this community have supported us in our good years and our bad years. Each 10 yards on this field represents a year of the challenges we overcame. Now here's how I would have called the last play of the 2010 Auburn-Alabama game if that represents the last 10 years at Signature. There's no time left, fans. The healthcare funding system has 1 second left to finish off Signature. Signature's back's against the wall. But they're fighters. There's still hope. Oh my, the bondholders' threat of closure is just short of the mark. The Signature team takes off running. Everyone works together in perfect synergy. They reduce patient and employee harm 20, 30, 50, 80%. They're number one in the state in safety. No one is going to hold them back today or tomorrow. Signature's going to thrive. Oh my, they're going to keep going. They can't keep them down tonight, and they're not going to keep them down tomorrow. I knew you would appreciate that, Jacob. Now, since I am still in control, I want to take an executive privilege, since this is a night honoring me, and let you hear how the announcers actually did call the game. This call is in the College Football Hall of Fame as one of the best radio calls in college football. Just like the past 10 years at Signature, one of the best 10 years for a scrappy team. If you work for Signature, you are Auburn, the team running the ball back. Think about how it is to be on a winning team. You're talented. You're working as a team aimed at the same goal. You have each other's back. Take in the tone and excitement of the announcer and relate how the community sees our success. Try to absorb that praise. Absorb that excitement and absorb that pure joy. Then I want you to see how the Auburn fans reacted so you can really understand us in the South But I really want you as workers at Signature to see through the Auburn fans how proud this community is of your work. And for those of you here tonight from the community, you, of course, are the fans. And thank you for all your support over the years. I know some New Englanders can be reserved because Ellen and I have seen both Boston University games and Harvard games, and I see how you cheer. At the appropriate time tonight, you will be forgiven, I promise, if you want to make a little noise. After the last play, I will play a clip of the fan reaction. Imagine that's how we all feel about this great hospital and how we have worked together as a community. After these clips, I promise I won't have anything else to say. In fact, I'm going to go sit down because I can't say it any better than this will. If you'll just put yourself in the proper role. Okay, I'm the coach. Signature, you guys are in dark blue. And the community, you're the fans. And oh, one more thing before I do this. Bob, welcome. I hope you experience the same joy I have. And to the Signature team, I pray that God will continue to rain all of His many blessings on you. Okay, now here's what it felt like to be the #1 fan and coach watching his team perform over the last 11 years.
He's going to drop back into the end zone in single safety. Well, I guess if this thing comes up short, he can field it and run it out. All right, here we go. 56-yarder. It's got, no, does not have the leg. And Chris Davis takes it in the back of the end zone. He'll run it out to the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45. There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal.